I just watched Star Wars for the first time. I knew some things that would happen, but a lot of things were left for me to find out myself, and it was definitely a fun experience to see all of these culturally significant movies for the first time. And now I've seen the main trilogy and the prequel trilogy, so it's time to rank all six of these movies. Fair warning, if you also somehow haven't watched Star Wars, there will be spoilers for all of the movies I'm ranking. Alright, beginning with last place, where we have The Phantom Menace. I could just never really find myself getting interested in this film. I feel like this film felt really slow, like it genuinely could have been a lot shorter. This is a trend I noticed with many of the Star Wars films, but I felt like this one easily had the worst of it. Also, another thing in this film is that the entire time we see Qui-Gon Jinn attempt to get a 9-year-old Anakin Skywalker to come with him and train to be a Jedi, which is so insane because Qui-Gon Jinn just pulls up to Tatooine, meets some random 9-year-old, and gets some vibes from the Force and immediately goes, oh, he must be the chosen one. And the worst part about all of this is that we know Anakin is actually going to become Darth Vader, and Qui-Gon is making a massive mistake. So you're just forced to watch him insist on freeing Anakin from slavery and bringing him to the Jedi Temple to train purely based on vibes, all while knowing that he's dooming the galaxy for 2 hours. So yeah, I didn't enjoy this film that much. I also found Jar Jar Binks to be just really annoying, and also the romantic things between Anakin and Padme felt really weird here, although Padme is 14 in this film, which honestly just opens up a whole new set of questions about why she's queen at 14 years old. I did enjoy the pod race though. Next up, in 5th place, we have Return of the Jedi. I definitely didn't enjoy this film too much. It felt like we wasted a third of the runtime on what easily could have just been an opening scene in Jabba the Hutt's palace. And then after that, the film still feels fairly slow and uninteresting practically up until the very end. Like, genuinely, it didn't feel like this film had much to it at all. Speaking of the end though, I did enjoy the 1v1v1 between Luke, Darth Vader, and Palpatine. It was really cool. Honestly, I don't have anything else to say about Return of the Jedi, so let's move on to 4th place, which goes to Attack of the Clones. I feel like this movie is in a pretty similar boat to the previous two. It just felt like it dragged on quite a bit, especially towards the end with the whole arena fight sequence. This movie does have multiple cool moments though, most of which are in the middle, like Obi-Wan finding out about everything that's going on and the fights that ensue because of it. I also did kind of like the chase scene that opens the film. Another good thing about this film is that you can really start to see the beginning of Anakin's turn to the dark side within some parts of this film. Things are definitely starting to get better here with this franchise. Getting into the top half here, 3rd place goes to The Empire Strikes Back. I know a lot of people have this as their number one film, but this was definitely not it for me. It's another slow one, but honestly, the slowness of this film was much more bearable than in the others, which is why it's placed at 3rd on this list. I feel like this film is very true to the title, with the entirety of the film having moments of the Empire attacking the Rebels, and the film doesn't end well for the Rebels either. The fight at the end between Luke and Darth Vader is obviously iconic, and it was really cool too. It was also interesting to get to see Yoda's first appearance in Star Wars in this film. It didn't really go how I thought it would. Moving on to 2nd place, where we have A New Hope. I absolutely liked this film. It was really cool to see the beginnings of Star Wars here with all the iconic characters coming together for the first time, and it was weird getting nostalgia for a thing I've never seen before, but that's what I was feeling when watching this. I will say, like the others, this film felt slow in the beginning, but it wasn't nearly as bad, and it was actually required exposition and for getting us into the right vibe for Star Wars since it was the first film, so it was completely fine. I really enjoyed the sequence where the Rebellion's, Air Force was trying to destroy the Death Star, and I was really shocked that they did because I thought that only happened in Return of the Jedi. And finally, with 1st place, we have Revenge of the Sith. This was the only one of these films that I enjoyed a lot. This film was so cool. It was really awesome to see this chaotic downfall of the Republic, even if it was bad that the Empire was replacing it, and I really liked getting to see Anakin's turn to the dark side too. This film has multiple really cool fights that all keep you really locked into what's happening, adding to the awesome experience I had watching this. I also liked how much effort they put into making sure this film properly transitioned us into the main trilogy chronologically. It was also crazy throughout this trilogy with just how easily everyone just gave Palpatine power, and only when the Jedi Council finally became suspicious, it was way too late. I also really liked how this film utilized the clone army's mysterious origins, with them being programmed to turn on the Jedi during Order 66. Speaking of Order 66, this part of the film was so sad to watch with the Jedi all getting killed, and especially with Anakin killing the younglings. It was really cool to see all of the setup of the Republic's end culminate here though. So, with that, that's my ranking of Star Wars episodes 1 through 6. This was a really interesting experience watching these movies for the first time, and I'm glad I got to share my thoughts with all of you. Speaking of, I talked about the plots of each film and what I thought of them on my podcast, and I went much more in depth. So, if you want to see that, click here, and thank you for watching.